Hello and welcome to the EnterpriseTalk Conversation Series, a peer knowledge resource by the CXOs for the CXOs. Now to our host, Kanika Goswami.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kanika Goswami reporting from EnterpriseTalk. And with me today, I have Mr. Thomas Harrer. He's a CTO of IBM Systems EMEA. We are discussing with him about a report which was generated by IBM very recently, which revealed that big technology vendors must do a better job of handholding SMEs to help them to grow. So I have a few questions for Thomas. Hi, Thomas. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kanika. I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well.
Yes. Thank you so much, Thomas. We are. Now, it's common knowledge that bigger enterprises and vendors should be helping SMEs to grow. IBM, being one of the biggest vendors in the enterprise technology sector, would have a big role to play in it. So my first question is: do you feel that the bigger technology vendors can support SMEs to execute the IT digital transformation plans better? And is that being done enough right now, or is there room for improvement?
So the small and medium enterprises, the SMEs, are very important for the economy, especially in Europe, because they make up 60% of the total value that is generated, and also 2/3 of all the jobs in the private sector in Europe is in the small and medium businesses. And of course, some vendors like IBM already have a long-lasting relationship with many of the small and medium enterprises and continuing to support them for their digital journey. So when it comes to IBM, we have our, let's say, 40 to 50-year relationship with many established small and medium customers in solution areas where we deliver the technology for their enterprise resource planning, but not necessarily alone. We are working for many, many years with partners, with the ecosystem, that is system integrators, independent software vendors, infrastructure partners, and it's built a strong network to support these small and medium enterprise businesses. And this worked well. And if you are looking, could we do it better? There's always an opportunity to support those companies better, but we are not starting at zero. We have a very good history and track record on that, because we know that this segment, the smaller and medium-sized enterprises, are very important in certain areas of that world.
Right. So do you feel that smaller and medium enterprises have got it all planned out? They were already embarking on the journey of digital transformation before COVID and the pandemic took over the industrial, the enterprise landscape. Do you think it was well on its way, and all you can do is a helping hand, or do you think it was pretty immature and it needed a more support from vendors like IBM?
So my impression is that the market is not homogeneous. There are some leaders in the small and medium business area which have already invested into their digital future many years ago, but overall the main market has adopted that. So I actually don't know anybody who does not believe in data and how digital services help to improve the customer experience, the product development, the overall processes of a company. So most of the small and medium enterprises that I know have started to invest, are on their way, but actually they have been hit by COVID, or some of them have been hit by COVID. And so the first reaction was how to react on the situation, how to stabilize the business. And it is very depending on the industry you're in. For example, if you're in the hotel business, then your business has been severely hurt by the lockdowns and the restrictions that we had in areas of the world. Or if you are in the restaurant business or in travel and transportations. These are even the bigger companies. They have been hit, so they needed to respond to that first. But the response was also to invest into some digital ways to connect with customers, to have remote work, to make the company more resilient to the higher demands that some companies have seen. And this has also put them in a good position for the next thing to do, which is really strategically invest into the digital innovation by using AI, for example, into the business processes, leveraging more data. And I think most companies that I'm talking to, they know that it's the right time now to think on these investments into the future. So I have a very positive impression on what's going on in the market. Of course, there are companies who do not need to transform themselves too much because they are doing their business in a nearly perfect way. But many others see the opportunity in enhancing the business by using more digital offerings, by automating the processes, by helping the employees to do more with the existing resources and be more productive and efficient.
Right. And despite all the technologies and the tools that they have at hand, communicating the business critical strategies with the stakeholders is, I think, one of the biggest parts of a successful digital transformation, and it plays a key role in the planning as well. So, how does IBM help their SME market in doing this, in planning properly, communicating the strategy throughout their organization so that it is not just a one team thing? How does IBM do this for them?
So the good thing on the small and medium enterprises is that often they are family owned. The stakeholders are for many years in the business. They know exactly what's working in the industry and what's not. But nevertheless, they are maybe not so technology affine to understand the opportunity by digitization. How can we help there? So we are engaging together with our partners, of course, with many layers in these companies. And at the end, we have to win the stakeholders to do investment decisions moving forward, for example, with the right IT strategy, with a storage strategy. And this, let's say, works well, but it's work to do, and it cannot be done alone as a company like IBM. So the good thing is we already have the history with our partners, and this collaboration, this ecosystem helps to address the business ideas to the stakeholders very well. So I would say what we as a vendor can do is to create a vision. And our, let's say, vision is all companies can innovate using data, using the right hybrid cloud architecture, but not forgetting in many small and medium enterprises, the enterprise resource planning systems are running very well on premises in small data centers there. So we are not giving up that, delivering the right technology to that, and making those enterprises more successful. So we could look into a couple of examples there, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Please do share, Thomas.
Yeah. So one company we also are proud of being a reference from us is the company Reynolds Catering Supplies in the UK. Reynolds is a mainly family-owned company, not very big, but they are well known for delivering the best fresh fruits and vegetables into the British catering environment. So they are supplying to restaurants, to companies who are offering fresh meals. And this has also been changed in the COVID time, because if people are not going into the restaurant, they also want to have the same fruits at home delivered by some service. And Reynolds worked with a partner of us, with Chile IT, to make their IT systems fit for the future, because they really require a 24-hour availability of their service, because the business is so depending on communication with the supply chain and with the customers. So they used IBM systems, power systems, and newly deployed IBM Flash storage to prepare them for high availability and for future digital abilities to handle more data. So these Flash systems are, on the one side, they are really resilient. So having 2 copies of all the data in 2 different sites, and if one site is failing, a hyperswap is moving the active data back onto the other side. And it's enabling by the Flash performance use cases that have not been possible before. So you can collect more data about the foods and the fruits and the vegetables to make the experience of customers even better. So, and this is only an example of a smaller company. Another example, there is a company, TM Solutions, in the Nordics. They resulted out of the hotel business. So they actually started as an IT provider for hotels, also a private chain here. And TM Solutions now is partnering with a company, Sourcecom, who is used as a IT security provider, on establishing their joint ventured new system together. And they did not have looked into IBM as a vendor when they started their new storage RFP. But for coincidence, the IBM team, together with a partner, delivered a proposal to create a high availability solution based on entry-level storage Flash systems from IBM. With such a good price, and nevertheless with the best performance that is possible, that this offer outperformed all the other offerings, which also means that even if our technology is designed for large enterprises, it could scale down to entry-level pricing, to easy handling. So the Flash System 5000, for example, that's a very affordable technology that could make such medium-sized business very successful. And what they really gain out of that, for the same budget, they get 10 times the performance than they would have if they decided for a non-Flash or a mixed solution. So these 2 examples can give you some kind of an idea how we can engage. So storage is always fueling the digital innovation. Without a good information architecture, you won't get the innovation moving forward.
Correct. So from these 2 examples, I can see how you can make their their entire product system, taking to the market better, faster, easier, more scalable, and all of that. I also needed to know if you support, and how do you support innovations that is actually the backbone of an SME's growth better. How would you be able to support them, offer them better solutions through digital transformation initiatives to be more innovative?
Yeah, excellent question, Kanika. Thank you very much. So the IBM approach here is also using the ecosystem. We are, let's say, our strategy is to provide open innovation. Open means we leverage open source developments, but together with Red Hat, which is a subsidiary of IBM since 2 years, we are bringing that into a portfolio of products, which allows the same experience for any kind of developments on premises, for in the critical data center, as in a private cloud, as in a public cloud. So customers get the right architecture and standard to leverage open innovation with assets that have been created in the open source community, but have been hardened and integrated by Red Hat to make it consumable by those companies. So that strategy resonates nowadays very well. We can also combine that with services to help the companies to innovate if they don't have the skills to do it by themselves. But from a principal point of view, offering them assets, software and hardware that is as flexible as possible and contains as much intelligence to create new digital business models and business processes for automation and AI, or even for the Internet of Things or for blockchain solutions. Our approach is differentiating very much because it's not a lockdown, a lock-in solution, it's an open solution providing the most value out of the investments.
Right. So, so I can see the kind of support SMEs can pick up from brands like IBM. One last bit I wanted to know, and this is not a real question, if I may say so. Digital transformation initiatives, or the set of solutions that can transform an organization into a digital one, is a basket of solutions. So, as far as SMEs are concerned, in your experience, Thomas, which technologies do you think? I mean, is it data solutions, or is it artificial intelligence? Which do you think would actually be the biggest catalyst for growth in an SME? So, like I said, it's an extracurricular question, so you can take some time to think about it.
Yeah, so also thank you, Kanika, for that question. And let me come back to what I said at the beginning. The ecosystem of partners are the ones who drive the innovation the most. So most small and medium enterprise companies rely on a system integrator, a software vendor to implement their digital base systems, their ERP systems, and also the others. And these partners of ours, they use the open innovation to offer additional data services or AI services based on open standards like OpenShift, to add that to the core enterprise resource planning systems of these companies. So, and you ask what area makes the most sense. This is really depending on the industry the company is in. But in many industries, data platforms, so having some kind of insights out of additional data, not only the structured data, so the contracts and the customer records, but also non-structured data, which is from sensors, from cameras, from all kind of Internet of Things or machineries that are out. If they can add these insights of that kind of data and combine that with their core data from the enterprise resource planning, then real innovation takes place. So investing into a data platform is always a good start to begin, because data is the requirement for AI. Without data, you cannot apply AI. You need, let's say, the data to train the AI, and also the AI will help you to get the most value out of the data, because you will infuse the data in customer experience, in product development, in everywhere where you need additional knowledge as a company. Data will bring you the knowledge, and AI is the means to automate that. So the answer is invest into your data and information architecture, then you are able to improve your business processes by using AI and get more understanding and more value out of that.
And IBM has a very good network of channel partners to deliver that to SMEs that may be in need, right?
Exactly, that is key for that innovation journey. So without the partners, that would be very hard to realize, but they are helping all the clients outside the small and medium enterprises to consume the technology that is available right now.
Great. So I have to really thank you, because I asked you a couple of points which were not even discussed earlier, and extremely satisfactory answers even for me. Thank you so much, Thomas, for your time. It's 20 minutes we've taken from you. Thank you so much. And thanks, Catalin, for arranging this.
Thank you, Kanika.
Thank you so much for being with us. Please do follow us on social media for regular updates and new content.